What's up, everybody? This is Sunko, the Korean bro. Today is 2022, May 1st. Okay, it's been a long time, right? It's been more than a week or 2 weeks because I've been working outside the office, going far away from my home, and doing some work, and been traveling around and been going away with my girlfriend and my family. Because of that, I'm now doing YouTube live. Mm. Okay, let's see what's been up with stock market lately. Okay, let's see. Upstart Holding is minus 56%. What's up with this company? Upstart Holdings is like minus 56%. Here's why Upstart stock crashed today. Shares of Upstart plunged 56%. Rising interest rates could curtail demand for a new launch. Rising interest rates could curtail demand for a new launch. Shares of Upstart plunged 56% on Tuesday after the artificial intelligence powered lending platform slashed its full-year growth forecast. Upstart's revenues soared 156% year over year to $310 million in the first quarter. The fintech company's banking partners originated 174% more loans on its platform. Those 465,537 loans totaled $4.5 billion. Upstart's operating income, in turn, surged 123%. Its net income, meanwhile, more than tripled. Upstart just delivered our 7th consecutive profitable quarter and our 4th straight quarter with triple-digit year-on-year revenue growth. CEO Dave Grohl said in a press release. That growth, however, is likely too slow. Upstart cut its full-year revenue forecast from approximately $1.4 billion to roughly $1.25 billion. During a conference call with an analyst, Giroud warned that the Federal Reserve's plan to tame inflation by raising interest rates could dent Upstart's transaction volumes. In addition to increasing rates for approved borrowers, this also has the effect of lowering approval rates for applicants on the margin. Worse still, borrower default rates appear to be deteriorating now that pandemic-related stimulus measures have largely run their course. After remaining at historically low levels for the past 18 months, loan default rates rose quite abruptly toward the end of last year and are now back to, or in some cases above, pre-pandemic levels, Chief Financial Officer Sanjay Datta said. Moreover, analysts are worried that the lending market could continue to worsen in the coming months, particularly if the economy falls into a recession. Okay, I get it. Minus 56% is huge. But if I had a lot of money, I would have put money into this one. But since I got not so much money, I cannot invest it right now. I'm just gonna look at it and see what's gonna happen. Stock futures turn negative after inflation comes in hotter than expected. Mm. Inflation decelerates slightly from 40-year higher. The key stock to watch for the market bottom. Coinbase stock crashes overblown. Mm. Most Americans think they can afford retirement. How Doctor Strange will prep theaters for. Jim Cramer says leaving the market is a mistake. Here's what he's most bullish on right now. The stock market is freaking out because of the end of free money. It all has to do with something called the fat put. More bad times ahead for the six big tech stocks, while the US stock market is tumbling in 2022. Is Kathy Wood's Art Invest a buy right now? Stock market news live updates. Morgan Stanley's done better than most forecasting markets during this turbulent year. Here's what he says is coming next. Coinbase stock is trading as if the crypto planet will burn through all of its cash. Tesla, Nvidia, and 10 other beaten up stocks that look like opportunities. Kathy Wood's Art Invest makes first bet on General Motors after criticizing automaker. Roblox first quarter bookings missed expectation. The stock is sinking. Recent earnings are coming. The stock can use some good news. Cybersecurity stocks to buy and watch as earnings reports roll in. Coinbase stock keeps sliding after earnings reports. ARK's Dow Jones futures reverse lower on high inflation report. Art Wood sees global recession, blames market sell-off on Fed high plan, where Nvidia, AMD, Intel, and Qualcomm shares now stand. Peloton and Planet Fitness shares are paddling in opposite directions. Peloton and Planet Fitness shares are paddling in opposite directions. Occidental Petroleum stock rises a record $4.7 billion quarterly profit. Ford sells 8 million Rivian shares. AT&T stock is it a buy right now? Artificial intelligence stocks to buy and watch. AI software market booms. Apple, Netflix, and other tech stocks are crumbling. The pain might not be over. Kathy Wood flagship fund trails S&P 500 for 5 years. Let's see. Software growth stocks to buy, watch or sell amid national volatility. Pandemic darling pounds, cash crunch warning pound shares. Warren Buffett stock. What is that? Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio. Okay. Minus 56%. Gosh. If I had much money, I would have already invested into it. For real. It's such a big opportunity. Such a big opportunity. Opstar Holdings. If I put much money into Opstar Holdings, I'd probably gain like 6 times fold, which is huge amount of money. Anyway, okay, let's go through articles. Okay, the first article we have here is a stock market news live updates. Stock futures turn negative after inflation comes in hotter than expected. Okay. Okay. DT as in Okay, DT. Hmm. Okay, I'll give you DT afterwards. Hmm. DT. Hmm. Uh, yes, it is a drive-through. Okay, Taeyong. Let me tell you. Um, yes, that's the correct spell. Let me tell you, stock market tonight. Okay. Mm. There's a lot of things going on in stock market, and there's a lot to explain. Okay, Seabreeze, you got to listen to me. Okay. Okay, you got to listen to me. A lot of things are happening in stock market, and it's been so long since I did YouTube live last time. So I gotta do what I gotta do. And what I have to do is look at the trend of stock market. Mm, okay. Look at the trend of stock market and really tell you what's happening. And things are going really rough these days because of you know uh interest rates. Mm. Federal Reserve raised interest rates really high because of inflation. Uh, Also geopolitical tension and the war between Ukraine and Russia. Things are going in a way that nobody wants. Meaning, economy is not in a good situation. Maybe for that reason, Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin, goes down. I know. Uh, I know. I be Chang. I was talking with Han Soo-hyung. Han Soo-hyung. I was so busy tonight. After eating dinner, um, I took a shower and did something else, and uh, I was like, I gotta call Taeyong이 형, and then I call you, but then you didn't answer, and I've been waiting, I was waiting, and then Han Soo-hyung called me, and then I talked with Han Soo-hyung for an hour or so. Hmm. Then all the no. I did call you. I did call you at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock again. I call you, but then you didn't answer. And I talked with Han Soo-hyung, and then all the time went away. And okay, so I'll call you later. I'll call you later. After talking with my girlfriend, I'll call you. I gotta call my girlfriend at 11:10. So after one thing is done, I'll call you afterwards. Yubi-chan. Oh no, that's a bullshit. Oh, bullshit. Okay. Anyway, you gotta listen to me, okay? Mm. U.S. stock futures turned negative Wednesday morning as investors digested a key report on the state of inflation in the U.S., which came in hotter than expected across most major metrics. Okay, stock future is none of my interest, so I'll just skip on this one. The next we have is Coinbase stock. Uh, okay, I have to focus. Okay, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay. This is an interesting topic. I think you'll be really interested into hearing what I say. It's about crypto platform, because you're losing a lot of money on Bitcoin, right? So it's the news that you have to listen to. A brutal quarter for Coinbase amid a sharp downturn in crypto prices and trading volumes has only emboldened The bear case on the stock already down 71% on the year. With shares of Coinbase Global selling off sharply during today's trading session and then plunging further following a market close in reaction to the company's release of a weaker than expected first quarter 22nd report. The stock is trading as if Coin will burn through all of its cash and then become insolvent. So it looks like the point of this article is its price is going down. Coinbase Global is also one of big tech company that people are interested in because it has something to do with you know crypto coin, right? Coinbase Global, the name of the company. But along the price decrease of Bitcoin, its value also is now going down, I guess. Okay, next one. Not really interesting article. Jim Cramer says leaving the market is a mistake. Here's what he's most bullish on right now. It's okay. Jim Cramer, so-called the experts in stock market. Let's see what he says. According to CNBC's Jim Cramer, the recent plunge in stocks reflects a lack of investor confidence in the Federal Reserve. Yes, that's right. People are losing confidence. Okay, he says these investors believe that the Fed has lost control or is helpless to fix things given the state of the global supply chain. But Kramer remains bullish. Okay, so this guy, Kramer, is bullish, particularly on Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. I think the consumer is strong. Jobs are plentiful, he says. Leaving the market is a mistake because Powell happens to be an incredibly thoughtful, good public servant who's doing amazing. For bullish investors who share their sentiment, here are a few Kramer's top recommendations. AMD. Cheap giant AMD is starting to look like the baby that gets tossed out with the bathwater. Shares are down more than 40% in 2022. Mm. Despite boasting a thriving underlying business, AMD, some of that top line growth was driven by the acquisition of semiconductor company Xilinx, eliminating the impact of that purchase. mm, Still gives us a top line growth of 55%. That's excellent for a stock that's currently trading at a forward price to earnings ratio in the high teens. And we got Nvidia. Nvidia is another chip maker in Kramer's good basket. The stock has also plunged by more than 40% year to date. Nvidia's outlook remains relatively bright. Yes, indeed. Nvidia could be an ideal target for investors looking for growth at reasonable prices. What else do we have? Banks. We got banks. Tech growth. Sheep. Okay. Next one. Okay, next one. More bad times ahead for these six big tech stocks. Uh, more bad times ahead for these six big tech stocks. Not even the high and mighty are immune from the gravitational forces of bear markets. That is the dilemma facing the so-called FANG and other big tech stocks. To illustrate why this is so, I created a special index based on the NYSE FANG index, including Amazon.com. Oh, okay. This is an interesting article. Why the U.S. stock market is tumbling in 2022. You can give me general view on what's happening on year 2022. My phone call. My phone is like way away from me. Mm. While I'm doing YouTube live, mm, I don't have my cell phone on my hand or like right next to me because it disrupts me. Yes. Wow. Yes. Okay. The US stock market is off to brutal start in 2022. Yes. The S&P 500, which is widely considered to be the main benchmark for US stock market performance, declined 13.3% through April, the steepest 4-month drop to start any year since 1939. Yes. Yes. The index continues to fall in May and was down 16% year to date as of Tuesday's close, approaching the 20% threshold that some investors consider confirmation of a bear market. For the Nasdaq Composite, hmm, which is heavier on technology shares, the decline has been more severe, falling some 25% so far this year. What is weighing on stocks this year? The S&P 500 started the year having more than doubled from the lows it hit in March 2020. An upswing that went into reverse almost immediately as the calendar flipped to 2022. The main factor cited by investors and analysts for the market weakness is the policy change at the Federal Reserve. As the pandemic took hold, the U.S. central bank put in place emergency policies to stabilize the economy. The investors say also emboldened the buying of stocks and other riskier assets. But the Fed early in 2022 signaled it was pivoting to tighter monetary policy in order to tamp down surging inflation, a significant change to the investing environment. Why has the Fed pivot hurt stocks? The Fed in March raised interest rates for the first time since 2018, boosting by 25 basis points. Earlier this month, the central bank raised rates by another 50 basis points, the biggest move in 22 years. And Fed Chair Jerome Powell signaled similar increases could follow as it also starts unwinding assets accumulated during its fight against the pandemic's effects. The decisions have weighed on stocks in several ways. While equities have risen during many of the Fed's past rate uh, raising cycles, some investors worried that surging inflation and sky-high commodity prices could force the central bank to tighten more aggressively, potentially hurting growth and pushing the economy into a recession. At the same time, expectations of tighter Fed policy have pushed up previously dormant bond yields. Hmm. What else could be contributing to stock weakness? Beyond the Fed change, Russia's war in Ukraine has fueled the further economic uncertainty. For example, the turmoil has caused a supply shock that has helped drive up oil. Hmm. Beyond the Fed change, Russia's war in Ukraine has fueled further economic uncertainty. For example, the turmoil has caused a supply shock that has helped drive up oil and other commodity prices, while also triggering particular concerns about Europe's economy. Other factors that have caused stock volatility recently include concerns over China's economy, lockdowns in the country to control COVID-19 have weighed on production activity there. What signs are investors looking for to halt declines? Hmm. Investors would like to see indication that U.S. inflation is peaking, so the Fed can step back from potentially more aggressive actions. Hmm. See indication that U.S. inflation is peaking, so the Fed can step back from potentially more aggressive actions. Wednesday's consumer price index release for April is the next key report to watch. Some investors are looking at technical indicators such as whether the S&P 500 can hold key levels, such as 4,000, as well as particularly heavy days of downside volume to wash out the sellers, or the CBOE volatility index hitting certain heights. Is Kathy Wood our investor buy right now? Kathy Wood's Art Invest ETFs were some of the hottest funds after 2020's huge stock market gains, but those funds were hit hard in 2021 and again in 2022. Five art investors stocks to watch in are Coinbase, Roku, hmm, Block, Tesla, and Zoom Video. Is Art Byte right now? The Art Investment Company's flagship fund is Art Innovation ETF. The Art ETF focuses on companies that exhibit disruptive innovation, a technologically enabled new product or service that potentially changes the way the world works. A technology enabled new product. The Art Innovation ETF surged more than 152% in 2020, handily beating the Nasdaq's hefty 43.6% return, but the ARK ETF sharply underperformed the Nasdaq in 2021. For the year, ARK finished down 24% compared to the Nasdaq 21.4% advance. That underperformance continued into 2022. With the ARK ETF about 70% off its 52-week high. Focus on game changers. The ARK Fund's huge gain in 2020 resulted from big stock success stories in cutting edge tech areas: DNA sequencing, robotics, artificial intelligence, energy storage, and blockchain technology. Disruptive innovation is often not priced correctly by traditional investment strategy because people may not understand how big the ultimate opportunities are going to be. They aren't sizing the opportunity and they aren't analyzing the disruption. Hmm. Morgan Stanley's done better than most forecasting markets during the turbulent year. Here's what he says is coming next. Wall Street analysts are the types who get to the airport with hours to spare. Year had a previews coming before Thanksgiving, so it can't be too huge a surprise that Morgan Stanley has released its mid-year outlook just 11 days into May. Tesla, Nvidia, and 10 other beaten up stocks that look like opportunities. Kathy Wood's Art Invest makes first bet on General Motors after criticizing automaker. General Motors. Famed stock picker Kathy Wood has had a sudden change of heart on General Motors. Wood's Art Investment Management snapped 158,187 shares of the Detroit-based car manufacturer on behalf of its autonomous technology and robotics fund Monday. A transaction report outlining the firm's trades showed. The move marks a sharp change in tune for Wood, who has been a vocal critic of legacy automakers. The Art Invest founder and chief executive officer told Yahoo Finance exclusively last month that her team recently met with General Motors CEO Mary Barra to discuss the company's electric vehicle efforts, while also noting that Art was keeping an open mind about investing in GM for EV era. Uh, One thing we have to be careful not to do is we must not have a closed mind. We're sat in a sit down conversation with Yahoo Swan and Julie Himon, and when we see success, we have to acknowledge it and learn a lot more about it. So we are still on a fact finding mission. I'm fascinated by how Mary Barr is really turning that ship around and very focused on cruise automation, she said. In January, when Ford and GM stock jumped after the legacy car makers unveiled their electric vehicle plans, mm, Wood called the rallies ridiculous. Webcast and said electric cars will make up too small a share of the traditional automaker sales. Wood even went as far as to predict that GM and Ford may go bankrupt in an interview with Barron's in November, also stating the companies don't have the DNA to make it in the electric vehicle space. Roblox first quarter bookings missed expectations. The stock is sinking. Roblox stock was sinking after the video game firm missed Wall Street expectation for adjusted revenue and reported a wider than expected net loss. Rivian earnings are coming. The stock can use some good news. Electric truck startup Rivian Automotive will report first quarter numbers after the close of trading Wednesday. Investors are desperate for good news. That's because the stock has been badly beaten up. Coming into Wednesday trading, Rivian has declined about 78% year to date and is down about 87% from its all time high of almost $180 a share. Rivian. Hmm. Paladin and Planet Fitness shares are pending in opposite directions. Pandemic lockdowns shut down Planet Fitness gyms and sent Pal Interactive sales surge in 2020. 2 years later, it's Planet Fitness that is expanding in Pal, and that's thrilling. The fitness companies disclosed quarterly financial results on Tuesday. They sent their shares in opposite directions. Paladin stock was down 7.2% to $13.12 following its report. Planet Fitness initially traded higher, but has slipped 0.7% to $68 0.36 by late afternoon. The S&P 500 index was up 0.9%. Pound Interactive Inc. is thinly capitalized. The fitness equipment maker's chief executive warned on Tuesday as unsolved inventory coupled with mounting cost pushed the once pandemic dialing into a big quarterly loss. The company also forecasts weak sales as it wrestles with warning demand for as stationary bikes and tread machines amid concerns of subscription cancellations due to price hikes. What's inside Berkshire Hathaway portfolio? Russian ship Ukraine grain recycles reaches Syria. The reason why Hostess brands could be a sweet addition to your watch list. Um, Sri Lanka deploys troops in capital after violence protest. U.S. inflation hit 8.3% last month, but slows from 40-year high. Biden sees bigger role for U.S. farms due to Ukraine war. Three online education stocks investors should study. Uh, Fifth Third Bancorp stock bestows opportunity. Three stocks ride out a rough market. Time to buy these three oversold mid caps. Nostock stock is a buy the deep opportunity. AMD shines green in a sea of red. Uh, if a PatMat is goodbye, there will be a better signal. Okay, here it is. A study conducted by Global Market Insights concluded that the global learning market will grow 20% annually over the next 7 years and cross the $1 trillion mark by 2028. Even faster growth is forecast for the Asia Pacific region in India. This suggests that the surge in online learning demand caused by COVID 19 only kickstarted what is expected to be a multi year shift in the way we learn. As high speed internet access reaches more corners of the world, more people will be able to access e learning platforms to advance their education. More courses will be taken, more degrees will be earned, and more employees' training will be completed through remote learning experience as the decade progresses. The anticipated growth has industry incumbents and new challengers clamoring to get a piece of the pie. Product offerings, teacher hiring, and technological advancements are expanding rapidly. You wouldn't know this is a hot area, however, by how online education stocks are performing. The education and training services group is down another 20% year to date after plunging more than 70% from its 2021 pandemic fueled peak. What is a good education technology stock to you? Uh, It's a cloud-based software that enables nonprofit colleges and universities to educate students remotely. TWOU, TWOU. Uh, Cloud-based software that enables nonprofit college and universities to educate students remotely. Range of undergraduate and graduate degree programs of their own. The company's bread and butter, though, is helping education institutions convert their course materials and expertise into online learning solutions that address the needs of the modern college student. 2U is best known for its free to degree programs that let students earn degrees and certificates without stepping foot on a college campus. Last week, 2U reported a 9% increase in its first quarter revenue, but a net loss that nearly doubled to 18.5 million. A 35% increase in cost was largely related to one-time non-cash charges, but also increasing operating expenses to support growth plans. What does Adultum Global Education do? The strategy education stock or buy. Hmm. There's stuff like that. Okay, online education platform. Three stocks ride out a rough market. Kraft Times is a textbook turnaround story. It's not a new stock to the market beta come out of coverage universe, but it is a very unique one in that it is a textbook investment turnaround history. We've covered the stock for years, and the new has only gotten better. In that time and now, the market is poised for a major breakout. The latest chapter in this story is the analyst coverage. There has not been a robust amount of coverage, and there are only 8 current ratings, but the sentiment is warning. Mm. Kellogg, Whirlpool, uh, Time to buy these three oversold kneecaps. Is left stock a buy? Is Under Armour stock oversold? What is good gaming technology stock? International Game Technology. Hmm. Hmm. Despite their shares being down almost 50% from last year's all-time high, advanced micro devices was a welcome sight for sore eyes this week. Equity markets have been under their longest period of selling pressure since the COVID panic of 2020. Wall Street's reaction getting involved. The big news today is 56% down by what was it? Offshore Holdings. It's the biggest news ever. Fever International is also down by 20%. Mm. Those two former high flying stocks are falling with the market Wednesday. Let's see. Falling steadily for weeks, and Wednesday morning didn't bring immediate relief. News that new markets responded negatively to the latest CPI inflation report. Rocket fell as rising rates hurt its mortgage businesses. Fever saw signs of slowing growth in the gig economy. The stock market has been falling for weeks, and Wednesday morning didn't bring immediate relief. News that the U.S. Consumer Price Index rose 0.3% in April, with core figures climbing at a faster pace. LED led to a reversal in future markets. Hmm. Rocking rocket. Fever falls despite business growth. Meanwhile, shares of Fever International gave up another 14% in pre-market trading Wednesday. The gig work platform provider continues to see its business metrics grow, but the pace of that growth wasn't enough to satisfy investors. Macroeconomic uncertainties will hurt its performance in the remainder of 2022, especially with respect to its European business. The gig economy isn't going anywhere, and fever will play a key role in its growth worldwide. However, that's not stopping shareholders from being cautious as economic uncertainty takes shape around the world. Be cautious. Uh, it's a key point. So it's not falling, but then it's still valuable, and like um so just be cautious. That's all the author wants to say. Okay. This is it for today. I want to just sum it up tonight because I gotta go brush my teeth and do some work before I go to bed. Okay, so